What up out there, cyber friends? The Minute Man coming back at you from Walker's Music with yet another word for the day. We kind of laid off a little bit, but we didn't stop. We just been having, like I said, we still having some difficulties with the videos that uploading that to YouTube, but we still working on the case. So I want to just say I want to read something very familiar from Matthew 24th chapter. And we want to just read just a few verses. We're not going to read a whole lot of verses, but we're just going to read a few today, because we are living in some strange times, and we're living in some exciting times. But nevertheless, they are strange, and everybody's looking for answers. But the answer is right here. We want to start reading from Matthew 24, and let's start reading at the third verse. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And you shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that you not be troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes, in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached unto all the world, for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Let's stop right there. May God add a blessing to the readers, hearers, and the doers of this holy word. People, you don't have to be real bright to see or to understand what Jesus was telling his disciples in this passage of Scripture. He said, when they asked the question about the end time, the first thing Jesus said is very noteworthy to look at. The very first thing he said, take heed that no man deceive you. Well, see, that let us know, people, that deception was going to be very common during this time. Let's look around. In the last, let's just say the last 40 years. The last 40 years alone, that's all you've seen is a bunch of deception. I mean, left and right, people talking about this, people talking about that. They saying this and doing that. And we had madmen thinking and telling people that they were Christ. So deception was has been very common now here for the last 40, 50 years. But nevertheless, Jesus has told us that to take heed at that. And then he goes on to say about the other thing that will be going on, famines and wars. And I mean, people, look at all the wars we have had already. And there's still so many conflicts going on even right now. And look at the pestilence. That's nothing but disease and outbreak of diseases and stuff. We having plague upon plague. I believe cancer is one of them. But in my opinion, people, I know God has an answer. God got the answer to all the world today. If we only seek him. And that's what he was telling his disciples. He said, those that endure to the end, the same shall be saved. But this the kicker, people. And I must hurry on. He said, in this gospel, He gave us all the other stuff. But then he said, the one thing that had to take place, it was the preaching of this gospel. Shall it be preached throughout the world for a witness unto all nations. Then shall the end come. See, in other words, it ain't going to be no end of the world until this gospel be preached. Because God is a just God. He's fair. And he has to give everybody a chance to hear the truth. And then after they hear the truth and decide, they have to either accept or reject Jesus Christ. It's not going to happen, people, before that. And we got all the technology and everything in place right now to really get the gospel across the entire world. And I believe there might be some still remote regions and some remote areas on this planet where maybe the gospel hasn't seeped through yet. But rest assured, the day that happens, the end shall come, as far as we know it. See, when we said it, when the Bible said the end, people, he's not talking about the disaster, the obliterating the whole planet and all that. No, it's the end of the system of things that we are presently accustomed to. We're going to usher in everlasting peace, everlasting righteousness. Jesus is going to come and set things straight. That's what we're talking about. And then he's going to make this earth to be that paradise like he wanted it to be from the very beginning with Adam and Eve. It's going to finally one day get there and get to that point, and then we won't have to worry about all this stuff no more. That'll be a great time, people. And I think we should be willing, we should be ran for that day to happen. I know I am. I know I am. We could just live, and it won't be all of this heartache and all this strife and all this bickering, all that stuff like that. Won't be in this kingdom. So people, let's get real. Let's do things wholeheartedly. Let's live each day as if it was our last one. Because people, believe it or not, the way things are now, you don't know when it is going to be your last day. So let's live it each day as it was our last day, and do all what we do. Let us do it all for the glory of God. This is Mitty Man saying peace and goodbye.